If I slow cook the chicken, they're not gonna see what it looks like at the end. Is that gonna be okay with the people?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Kara Corey here, and tonight we are cooking with Kara in the kitchen. I'm gonna make up a few things for the work week, and I wanted to share with you guys how I'm going about these recipes, why I'm choosing them, and show you how to make them. If you guys are new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, that way you're notified each and every time I upload. And if you guys want to see more cooking, recipe, foodie type videos, please be sure to comment below. And anything else you really like to see from me, I always really appreciate your feedback on the videos and what style of content you guys like to see. All right, so for recipes, I'm gonna make up two kind of lunch dinner-ish meals that are gonna be relatively higher protein, lower carb, and just really filling. And then I'm also gonna make up like a quick, easy salad to have on hand for the work week. For me, these are really important options to have made up because if I am not prepared for work, I commute to work, I commute home, I need food and fuel that's gonna keep me feeling full and energized throughout the workday. So it's really important for me to make sure I'm not avoiding meals all day long and then coming home late at night and just eating all night long, or trying to kind of make up for the food I didn't eat during the day. I am a firm believer of trying to get meals in multiple times a day. Not saying you have to eat 6 times a day, but what I am saying is don't skip breakfast. Don't avoid eating all day long because you're at work and you're busy. We all get busy, but you need to make your nutrition a priority. And I know some people say, well, I'm not hungry when I get up first thing in the morning. You don't have to eat the second you get up in the morning. You can kind of wait, listen to your body, see when you're hungry. But just be aware that it's super easy when you are busy and your mind is preoccupied with other things going on. You're just not going to be as in tune with your hunger. So you sometimes do need to say, okay, it's 10 o'clock, I haven't ate yet, time to get a meal in. With that said, a couple of the things we're going to make tonight. First thing is going to be, and you could definitely marinate this yourself, but I'm doing these lazy girl style meals, so they're a little bit quicker for me to prep up, but again, gonna be good meals for me to eat for the week. So this is cilantro lime seasoned chicken breast. It's boneless, skinless chicken breast, already seasoned and marinated from Aldi is where I got it. I believe there's a full pound in here, 1.5 pounds of chicken. So this is gonna give me enough chicken for the work week. And I'm gonna go ahead and slow cook this because I've just been really picky with my chicken lately. I haven't liked it in the oven, haven't liked it on the stovetop. I just really like the juicy tenderness of cooking it in a slow cooker. So the first thing we're gonna do is take our cilantro chicken and put it in the slow cooker. I like to do it for 10 hours. So this is gonna cook overnight. So I'll try really hard to get like a picture or a clip of it tomorrow when I actually go to eat it. No promises, but it's, you know, it's gonna look like chicken, but cooked, you guys. But if you haven't done something like throwing chicken in your slow cooker, it's so simple. It's quick, it's easy. It'll give you a bulk of protein sources for the work week or for whatever you need it for. So I highly recommend getting a slow cooker. If you don't have one, you can cook really anything in it, you guys, and it doesn't take a lot of time. I'm gonna open the chicken, I'm gonna throw it into the slow cooker, and my ass walks away, and we're done with that. That's how easy that is. So to pair with the chicken, one thing I'm gonna make with it, again, lazy girl convenience style, is one of my favorites though, is butternut squash. I really like the riced variety of it. I don't know why, I just have this thing with it. I really like it in teeny tiny little pieces. So Green Giant makes these in the steamer bags. Again, convenient style, really easy. I'm gonna throw this in the microwave. I actually don't even need to do that tonight. I could just take it to work with me like this, but I will throw it in the microwave tonight and portion it out to go along with my chicken. Now, adding squash to a meal, there's so many good health benefits to squash, tons of varieties of squash, so kind of play around with it. There's delicata, there's buttercup, butternut, acorn, kaboka. There's just so many different varieties and they all taste a little bit different too. So if you haven't tried it, experiment with it. Great source of carbohydrates, but it's also not like too high in carbs. So I just feel like it's a really good bang for your buck in terms of the carbohydrates, the nutrient density, and just the calorie level of it. It's very filling and very satisfying. So definitely recommend getting some squash. So I'm gonna pair that with my chicken. And then You've probably seen this from me before, so I'm not doing something new and super innovative. I apologize, guys. I'm just doing what I like and sharing it with you. So the shaved Brussels sprouts from Wegmans are one of my favorite vegetables. They don't ever let me down. They fill me up. I look forward to eating them. And that's how you should kind of plan your meals, is find things that you look forward to eating. And a combination of chicken with squash and Brussels sprouts gets me excited. It gets me excited. It makes me want to go eat my lunch. So we're gonna make up some Brussels sprouts, the shaved Brussels sprouts. If you buy whole Brussels sprouts, you can shave them down if you like, chop them up, dice them up, quarter them. I just find these digest the best for me. So we're gonna cook these in the oven. I usually preheat the oven to 400 degrees and cook them for anywhere between like 15 to 20 minutes. You do want to keep an eye on them, as you can take it too far with them really quick when they are the shaved variety. So that's gonna be meal number 1. And the other thing I will do with that meal is top it with some of my coconut spread to add some fat to that meal, because it's not a high fat meal. So by adding this in there, a tablespoon of that will give me 11 grams of fat. I'll have a good source of carbs, chicken, vegetables, protein, all the good stuff in one meal. Okay, meal number 2 is gonna be something I actually haven't tried before and haven't ate since I was a kid. But it's chilly out now. It's like winter time, so comfort food is kind of my jam. And something my parents used to always make growing up was shepherd's pie. And I feel like everyone grew up with a different version of shepherd's pie. So how my mom used to make it was just like the ground beef, and on top was the cream style corn, and on top of that was the mashed tater, and then it went in the oven and it baked into this delicious little casserole. So I know not everyone made it that way, but I'm gonna kind of recreate that, but a lower carb version. I'm gonna go ahead and brown up a pound of 96.4 beef on the stovetop and set that aside, and that's gonna be my base layer for my shepherd's pie. And then to top it, instead of going full on sweet corn cream style, although I was tempted, I did get a can of this because I think I'm gonna mix a little bit in just to get a little cream corn. Cream corn is a little higher sugar, but I think I'm gonna use 1 serving of this. 1/2 of a cup is 14 carbs, 7 grams of sugar. And instead of using like 2 cans of that, I'm gonna mix in some mixed vegetables. So there is corn in here too, but just to get a little more veg in there, a little less of the sugar, but there's still gonna be sugar, but it comes from vegetables, you guys. Like, I'd rather you eat this than, like, I don't know. Don't get me started on not eating corn. I know people are gonna come at me. Don't come for me. You can just walk away right now. Don't come for me over corn, okay? I am going to eat corn, all right? I'm gonna eat corn sometimes, and I think that's okay. I think I could be making worse decisions in my life than eating corn, and that's what I'm gonna say about that. So that's gonna be the second layer of the shepherd's pie. And then to top it, instead of doing mashed potatoes to make it a little bit lower carb, again, we are gonna use mashed cauliflower. You could go all out and get fresh cauliflower. I just don't have time for that. #lazy. So I just grabbed the steamer bags of cauliflower. This already has garlic in it. They didn't have any plain cauliflower. What I'm gonna do to make this into my own mash is steam it up, mix it up, and add in, if I need a little more garlic, we're gonna taste test that, add in a little milk. Some people add in cream. I don't need that. I think this makes a nice creamy blend on its own, but we could add in a little bit of milk, a little bit of garlic, whip that up into a mash, and then that's gonna be our topping on the shepherd's pie. And then we're gonna go ahead, throw it in the oven and bake it. So that's gonna be my little lower carb version shepherd's pie. And then lastly, while those 2 items are cooking, while my food's cooking, just to have 1 extra staple on hand for the work week, I have got a fresh cucumber, some bell peppers, and just a thing here of spinach and arugula. So I'm just gonna throw it all into a bowl, cut up my vegetables, mix it up so I have a great big salad to eat throughout the work week. And we're gonna top it with a little beet balsamic vinaigrette dressing. So it's gonna be really quick and easy to whip up. But here's the thing, it is super easy to whip up, right? But if you just leave it sitting there in your fridge like that with the vegetables untouched, uncut, your likelihood of grabbing them and making up a salad at the time of the meal is very unlikely. For most of us, we're hungry, we're in a rush, we just want that quick satisfaction. So I highly encourage you, when you do purchase fresh fruits and vegetables, if it's something like that, make it up, throw it in a bowl, get it in a container. It'll stay fresh. It will maintain its freshness for just as long, if not longer. So, just make sure you're kind of doing those little tips and tricks, even if it's just taking your bell pepper and your cucumber, cutting them up separately, having them in the fridge so that they're ready to go to snack and munch on when you just need something crunchy, munchy, good for you, and you need some vegetables, because most of us don't eat enough of those, right? So that's gonna be my little salad to have on hand for the work week, and those are gonna be all three of the meals we're gonna prep up here today. Quick and easy meal prep has been completed very quickly. Quick and easy meal prep has been completed very quickly. Sounds like a tongue twister. I have my chicken still cooking in the slow cooker, so not ready to show you yet. But I went ahead and just Tupperwared out my meals of Brussels sprouts. I've got my butternut squash in there ready to go. I'll put them in the fridge first thing in the morning. Makes it nice and easy for me to throw my chicken in there with it with no excuses. So I've got that all portioned out. The shepherd's pie, I think, turned out really good. I did taste the cauliflower mash. Now, what I did with the cauliflower mash in the blender, as you saw, I did add a dollop or a scoop of whipped cream cheese. You can add in any kind of cheese, or you can totally omit. I just added that in there to add a little bit more creaminess to the mash consistency, and the flavor was so good. I tried it out. So I made this up in like a little bit of a bigger baking dish than probably the amount of meat I cooked. You could very easily double the meat to 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. So I purposely didn't spread it all over my full pan, just so I had a thicker slice of pie, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it looks not totally filled into the pan, if you did notice that. But that came out really good, so I'm gonna let that cool before I slice that up into 4 separate meals for the work week. And then to have on hand my salad. What I like to do when I do a salad is I like to go heavy on the veg, but what I also do is usually set aside, slice up the rest of the veggies, throw them in a bag so I have some quick and easy vegetables just to crunch on. If I don't necessarily want to commit to a salad, but I want some veggies, I also have these like little hummus packets I can bring with me to work so that I can do a little hummus veg action that way, do a little salad. And that's really it for my quick and easy prep. I know I showed you some microwave stuff. I showed you a lot of convenience stuff that's really, really simple. And you might be going, Kara, it's so simple. Why are you doing a video on this? Well, because some of us forget that it can be that simple, you guys. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be perfect either. Remember that. If you're someone that eats out all the time, you struggle with binging, or you just struggle with making bad choices, even just getting yourself to commit to going to the grocery store and making yourself meals, in my book, is a great starting point. So sometimes you have to forget about creating the most perfect meals, creating the most balanced meals. Throw that out the door, forget all that, and just start with making your own meals at home. Start small. It doesn't have to be perfect all at once. Take it day by day, week by week, and start to improve upon things. For me this week, I just wanted it to be about convenience, and that's okay. Other weeks, I'm gonna put in a little bit more time. I'm gonna make sure I'm doing things a little bit more fresh from scratch and from whole, but it doesn't have to be like that all the time. You can still make healthy choices and just get on your way to living a healthier lifestyle, which is really what it's all about, you guys. So I hope you did enjoy these recipes. If you do try them out, let me know. I'm gonna have all the recipes, how I made it, and nutritionals down in the description box below, so you guys can screenshot that and make them at home for yourself. Tag me on Instagram if you do make them and like them. I always like seeing when you guys recreate my recipes. And don't forget to like the video before you guys head on out of here. It really does help support the channel and bring others over to our community. So if you guys enjoyed this, do hit that like button, and we will see you in the next video.